Okay, so we are going to return this soon. We read it last night, and I just wanted to make a quick note before I return this while I have it in front of us about this kind of boomerang effect that we're having now that we're having more characters of color in children's literature. Illustrators and authors are feeling this need to demonize whiteness, or white characters rather, which is just completely unnecessary, and I feel like it actually fans flames against people of color and the move towards having more inclusive characters. So you'll notice things like this, especially there's another book that I don't have on hand, but it's called Snow Pony and the Seven Miniature Ponies, I think. And the villain, for no reason that we can really tell at the beginning, is just introduced as the bad guy. She's a blonde girl, and the good guy, which is a girl who actually looks a lot like me. And they don't really give you any background to say why they have this opposition to each other. And how, if we can't raise up children of color if we're just smashing down white kids, like that's really not helpful, because all children deserve to be seen, reflected, and I don't like it. Anyway, so here's an example of, you're going to see it. Basically, this kid, his father, the king, died. He's going to inherit the throne. He's kind and gentle. He doesn't do anything kind and gentle. He's just there. He's described as being kind and gentle. But again, they're telling us and not showing us. But then we have this guy, and you'll notice the food shaming there and the fat shaming, as if, eating a plate of donuts automatically shows that you're spoiled and a bad guy. I have eaten a bucket of donuts. It doesn't make me a bad person. I'm actually surprised that they didn't illustrate him as fat. So the text goes, all agreed that the kingdom would be in good hands once this little brown kid inherits the kingdom. Except for one person. The young prince's older half-brother seethed with jealousy. The old king was my father too, he said to himself. How dare he choose my half-brother to be king? In an instant, the angry half-brother knew what he would do. Without the robe, the young prince cannot rule, he thought. He is too young, too weak. But I am not. So this guy is just nefarious for no good reason. We're not drawing attention to the fact that he's older, or the scaffolding that he would have had the assumption that he would have gotten the role of king. It's just, he's just evil for no reason, and he's jealous, and he's spoiled. And notice this conspicuous, it's great that we're including blended families, but it's very weird that they're conspicuously making the white guy the bad guy, the brown kid the noble kid. And it seems unnecessary to me. If we're gonna normalize blended families, why do we need to repeatedly reference this guy as the half-brother? I mean, we can tell that they don't share a ton of DNA, right? Is that necessary? They reference every single time they mention this kid, he's referenced as the half-brother. Half-brothers are full brothers. You can have one parent in common or no parents in common, and you can still be 100% brothers. Anyway, so between the stigmatizing of blended families, the weird coding whiteness as evil, and of course the food shaming, plus the bad writing, makes In a Small Kingdom by Tommy DePaola, how do you pronounce his name? I'm not sure. Makes it kind of garbage. So I just wanted to draw attention to this before I brought it back. So keep an eye out for unnecessarily demonizing white kids. We can still have white characters. We can have villains who are any color, but we have to be careful about the way that we're just coding whiteness as bad, the same way that we used to code disability as in the evil crypt trope, disability as a code for villainy, or the darker person as a villain. Now we're just kind of boomeranging on the other side, and that's not helpful. That's just replacing who's on top, and it's actually more feeding into that oppression. The end.